Okay, it's okay now.
Let it also be understood that the propositions of December 16, 2020 proclamation by the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalist Alliance for Self-Determination (NINAS) offers Nigerians and the concerned international community the most viable, most comprehensive, and most peaceful framework for undertaking the inevitable fundamental reconsideration of the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria. As you may all recall, the situation of Nigeria compelled the United Nations Special Rapporteur to Nigeria. As we may all recall, the situation of Nigeria compelled the United Nations Special Rapporteur to Nigeria, Agnes Callamard, in a September 2019 visitation, to describe the constitutional arrangement of Nigeria as, I'm quoting her now, a pressure cooker for injustice. That's what the United Nations representative said. That the 1999 Nigerian Constitution is, quote, a pressure cooker for injustice in circumstances that pose a threat to global security in the event that Nigeria snaps. Since the most notorious global terror networks, including ISIS and Al-Qaeda, are already converging in the large swathes of ungoverned spaces in Nigeria, offers and with frightening prospects of an unprecedented refugee crisis for the world, should Nigeria become broken. As we sit here today, we are already seeing the beginnings of the flood of Nigerian refugees into the rest of West Africa, particularly the Yorubas, who are now taking refuge in Benin Republic. So it's already happening. What that woman said could happen is already happening. Now that Sheikh Gumi has helped us piece together the last pieces of the jigsaw puzzle regarding who are the terrorists tormenting Nigeria, where they are, what their motives are, what the Nigerian government and security agencies know, and the ethno-religious fissure within the terror battlefield. NINAS is confident that the illusions of many Nigerians regarding the monster whom we are all up against will be dispersed, and more indigenous Nigerians will step forth to embrace the efforts that NINAS is now making. Those who insist on governing Nigeria with the imposed fraudulent and unworkable 1999 Constitution, as well as those who still aspire to contest elections, further national elections under that Constitution, should know that they are the ones pushing Nigeria towards a violent disintegration. But the ethnic nations currently trapped in the failed Lugadian experiment of 1914 will do everything legitimate under appropriate international instruments to extricate themselves from the union of death, attrition, and backwardness that Nigeria has become for us. NINAS urges our various peoples across the Alliance territory to remain calm and confident as measured steps are being taken towards ending our bondage. For the avoidance of doubt, the NINAS proclamation of constitutional dispute on December 16, 2020, please listen to this. For the avoidance of doubt, and this is a very important place.
Most important. The most important.
Yeah.
Even if we have to try this now. No, I think they're not. Actually, joining one. Yes.
Okay. Done now.
1 minute, sir. No,
The voice is.
No, I've done that. I've put the voice up.
Did you adjust the voice?
They said I should take voice out before I did, and then I put it back. Konshi hanga. It's not Konshi hanga.
Can you see him?
No going back.
Unmute.
I have.
You have unmute.
Okay.
Go, sir.
All right. The last very important paragraph. For the avoidance of doubt, the inner proclamation of constitutional dispute of December 16, 2020 terminated the life of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. For the avoidance of doubt, the inner proclamation of December 2020, of December 16, 2020, terminated the life of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, and therefore restored our sovereignty that was confiscated by that Constitution. So we now are in control of our own self-determination. What we are doing today is to outline the processes and modality for the necessary and orderly transition to our full self-determination and sovereignty in the world. Therefore, we hereby call on the peoples of our alliance territories, the Middle Belt, the South-South, the Southeast, and the Southwest, to rise to the challenge of shaking off the shackles and manacles hitherto imposed on us by the defunct 1999 Constitution. The start before our peoples are as follows. 1. To put together and perfect the documents of their sovereignty. To put together, to create, to distill, and perfect the documents of their sovereignty, namely the map of their territory, the draft constitutions, their draft constitution, or charters of relationships for those units that are multi-ethnic. I repeat, to distill and perfect the documents of our sovereignty. Namely, the documents are the following: the exact maps of our territories. 2, and the draft constitutions of our countries, or the charters of relationships for those of our units that are multi-ethnic. 2, to embark upon and intensify our efforts towards United Nations mandated referendums and plebiscites. That's the next step. So you young people, you must now go out and tell our people we have arrived at a point when we will ask the United Nations to come and help us run referendums so that our people can speak about their future. Do we want to be continue to be part of Nigeria, or do we want to be independent of Nigeria? That has to be done. Yeah. Third, in the face of the demise of the 1999 Constitution, which has been if you have been an impediment to the control and management of our territories and resources, particularly the 68 item exclusive federal list, the governors of our states in the alliance territory are hereby advised to, in the interim, work with their state assemblies to make necessary legislative and regulatory arrangements for the effective control and security of their respective territories as a part of their transitional process to the new order which has been commenced today. As a part of the overall management of transition process, we call on our people to cooperate with our state governors for now for the maintenance of law, order, peace, and good governance in our various states. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you all.
Rise up and clap for leader. Please rise up.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please have your seat. We shall be taking only 3 questions. We shall be taking only 3 questions from the press.
A few questions and comments.
Come back to them. We're still in the studio in London.
We are still in the studio, please. We'll come back to those 3 questions. We're still in the studio in London, so we'll come back to you. Please prepare your questions. Only 3.
Yeah, go on. We can hear you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Professor Banji Akintoye. That was a well-delivered speech. Professor, quickly, quickly, we can hear me loud and clear. We have over 50 media houses, both in-house and online, and the 1 million Nigerians and diasporans are currently viewing the live feed. Now, coming back to Tony, if you can hear me quickly.
Yes.
Are we able to extract some 1 or 2 minutes comments from Sunday Igboho, please?
Okay. Very much so.
They want to hear from you.
You can hear him. You can lift it and get closer to him.
No, it's okay.
Come closer. Can you see him now?
Okay, yes, I think Sunday Igboho could be seen very clearly.
Right.
And can you quickly, if Sunday, you have heard what the professor has said. I don't know if you have a comment or two that you can make, the press statement that has been read.
Well, I don't have any comment to say. I support my father, then I support my land. I support my people in Yoruba. There's no going back for all our father said. We want Yoruba nation. So there's no going back.
Thank you very much. That is very loud and clear. All you all can hear from what Sunday Igboho just said now, that he aligns with what Ninas, and as it was read out by Professor Banji Akintoye there, that he aligned with every single word being read out there.
Because I'm speaking for millions of Yoruba people. So I know anything our father Banji Akintoye say is the final. So we are with him. All our people in home and abroad, we support our father to take our land. There's no going back for that statement. We want our nation.
Okay, thank you very much, Sunday Igboho.
You're welcome.
And can we, Tony, I don't know if we do have the opportunity to take 1 more or 2 questions. There are people here who questions to ask. Are you able to entertain at least 2 or 3 questions? Then we can. Is that okay?
Right. We can take 2 questions and see where we go from there. Go on.
Okay. I will quickly take the first question from Prince Adewale. Prince Adewale, please can you make your question very quick and snappy? You have a couple of seconds. Go ahead, Prince Adewale, please.
Good afternoon. I think you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. And I say good afternoon to my Baba, Professor Kitoye. Nnadi, thank you very much, sir. We really happy and we enjoy what you've done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our brother Corny, I've been watching you, I've been following you all along. We appreciate you, everything you've done from a long time up to this moment, and we are very happy. Thank you very much. All I just want to say is just to say thank you. Nnadi, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
From our own local.
You must have your camera turned on. Can you quickly ask your question?
Maxwell.
I've told them the last 3, sir. 3 questions.
Yeah, go on. And before we proceed, we have over 50 media houses, local media houses covering live. And so they will also ask 3 questions. We just limit them to 3 questions so that the whole world can see them and hear the answers we give to them.
Okay, because Otumba is not yet ready, so we get
Okay.
someone else. Yes. Good afternoon all.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody. I also want to recognize Professor Banji Akintoye and also the good work Nnadi has been doing. Now, today is the day. It's now generally been declared that at least we have no constraint. We are not on any other obligation to be part of this contraption anymore. And all we need to do now is to get ourselves united and start the work of the building of our nation. This is exactly what I've been waiting for, and I look forward to working with everybody on this platform. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Just to make it clear, what we did on the 16th of December 2020 was to invalidate and terminate the life of that constitution, that contrived constitution, because our signature was put on it and we didn't have any meeting, we didn't make the document. And so having waited for 90 days for the federal government of Nigeria to come forward so that we can all begin to work our way to what will replace that document that is now dead. They haven't come. What we're doing today is to proceed with the processes that will, move us to new constitutional arrangements, to fresh protocols amongst ourselves. And then there's still a limited recognition for the sake of peace, for the sake of to avoid all sorts of anarchy, until we properly take over all of the functions. But all those impediments thrown at us by that constitution are no longer before us. We're just going to get those who are in charge, the governors, like you had in the speech. The governors, can now proceed with whatever they need to do to secure their territories, to take hold of their assets, that they can begin to work to, in the interim until proper transitional arrangements are put in place. That's where we are now. We're just proceeding with the transitioning. When the federal government makes up its mind, it can come. If it doesn't want to come, the owners of the sovereignty are well in a position to proceed with what they need to do.
Seeking referendum.
We're going forward. It will go all the way to referendum. Constitutions have been prepared, and with the window for dealing with it together is still open in the 30 days of consultations that will have to happen. Now the media of Nigeria.
Questions.
Questions?
Number one.
Announce yourself to the hearing of everybody. Hold on.
Hold on, please. We are taking only 3 questions. Number 1, Alaroye. Number 2, Punch. Number 3, Inspiration FM. Which one do you recognize? The Punch. Punch is number 2. Which one is number 3? Inspiration FM. Do you recognize?
Radio Nigeria.
Radio Nigeria.
Radio Nigeria. Where's Radio Nigeria?
Yes, sir. Hold on, sir. 1 print, 1 radio, 1 TV. Okay.
Inspiration is radio. Okay. Radio Nigeria is number 3. Inspiration is number 4. Number 1, please.
Okay, Babawa.
Hold on. This interview is going on a TV platform in London. The whole world is listening. We must speak in a language they can. The whole day is connected with over 500 rebroadcasts. So please let the question be asked so that the answer can go to the whole world at the same time. It's a live program. Please put your.
As you are pushing for self-actualization of our nation, some people are clamoring for just restructuring. Don't you think the aspiration of those politicians will be a plug in the wheel of actualization of our nation?
Well, the press conference of today is by the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, of which the Yoruba bloc is one. The Eastern bloc is there. The middle belt is there.
We want Yoruba nation.
There's the question of restructuring.
Restructuring again. Anybody that want to ask any question here, don't mention restructuring. We want Yoruba nation.
Yeah. Now, the question of restructuring
does not arrive.
Which country do they want to? The constitution that creates and defines relationship in the union is now out. The union is at an end as far as that constitution is the basis.
So which country
do they want to restructure? The business to be done now is to see whether what the nationalities that were trapped here since 1914, since 1999 by that constitution will do with their sovereignties. But first order of business, if that constitution must be completely out of everybody's life, Yoruba will take back their sovereignty and decide what they do with their neighbors. If there's anybody in the union who has embraced a civilization that requires him to kill others as infidels, or who say he's born to rule others because he's of one stock, ethnic stock or the other, then the rest of Nigeria is saying very clearly to them today that that union imposed on everybody by them, in which lives are no longer sacrosanct. The federation we're supposed to be is no longer a federation. The secular union we're supposed to be is no longer in place because some people embrace Sharia. All of that put together, there's no Nigeria that can be restructured right now. The constitution that creates Nigeria is in disgrace.
Please ask your question.
Hello? Are we still there?
Go ahead, ask your question.
Unmute. Right.
Okay, Punch.
Where did we lose? Where did we leave out? No, Punch. You didn't hear the question Punch asked.
Punch has not
asked.
Was it Radio Nigeria? Okay. Please repeat your question. Repeat your question, so I can answer again. They didn't hear. Yes, hold on. No, it's not there.
He said it in English in his
Yes,
you have the floor. He already asked.
Okay, let's carry on. No. Let's carry on. Let me answer the question again. Hold on.
The question is, what about?
Can you hear me?
We are fighting for Yoruba.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you sure they're hearing us?
Well, we have omitted.
We need to say anything you want to say here in Yoruba. You can translate.
Exactly.
We go ahead.
Can you?
Ọ̀túnba, ṣé àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́ ṣé wọ́n ń gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ báyìí? Ẹ check fún yín. Ó lọ.
Okay. Can
Aláròyé.
if you can take it from
Béèrè
here.
ní èdè abínibí Yorùbá.
Ó gbọ́ English náà.
They can't hear anything. There's too much noise in their studio. Every single thing happens here. They are hearing every conversation.
So let us keep it cool.
Please.
Who is the next question? Who is the next
Let's
question?
have one house, please. It's disturbing the signal. Thank you.
Can we carry on? Can you hear us now? Okay. The last question was from Alaroye, and he was asking about the matter of restructuring. That some people are clamoring for restructuring at a time we are making all these propositions, and that how do we deal with all of it? The answer I was given on behalf of NINAS is that there is a union dispute around the very country, Nigeria. The constitution that creates and defines the relationships in that union is in distress. The owners of the sovereignty that are corralled into Nigeria are pulling back their signature from the forged instrument. They've rejected the constitution that creates the union. Their sovereignty is on the table now. Yoruba is taking back its sovereignty. The eastern part and the middle belt are taking back their sovereignties, and they will decide what they will do next with their sovereignty until it goes all the way to referendum. If after 90 days the operators of Nigeria do not want to come to table for us to work it out together, the sovereignty of the components are in their hands. It is up to them to decide what they do with it, and nothing will stand their way until they get to where they recover it fully. The people talking about restructuring, people should ask them back, which country do they want to restructure? There's no union. The union of Nigeria is distressed at this moment, and the sovereignties of the constituent components is not dependent on anybody to agree with them or not agree with them. Yoruba wants out.
Next question.
Everybody else wants out. Next question, please.
Punch.
My question is, in this situation, we still have government. We have the state government.
Yes.
I mean, the state governors. We have six governors of 6 states of Southwest.
Yes.
Now, how do we ensure there is no confusion? Do you have the support of the governors of the Southwest, or is this going to run in spite of them?
We issued our collective position. The indigenous nationalities of Nigeria across the whole of the South and Middle Belt issued a proclamation on the 16th of December. In that proclamation, and I will invite the media to please go back to it, Guardian newspaper has it on the front page today. The New Telegraph has it at the back page today. The website of the NINAS, www.freedomfromnigeria.com. Let all the media houses go and read the proclamation itself, because we spoke about this in that proclamation, that we recognize there's a government in place. We're not anarchists. We have offered, NINAS has offered those operating the Nigerian union, the Nigerian government at this time, the Nigerian state at this time, we offered them a transitioning. We said, look, let the existing governance structures remain in place so that we can go do exactly what South Africa did with apartheid constitution in 1990 that lasted 4 years before they got to new things. Therefore, if after 90 days they are not coming forward,
Since after 90 days.
since they haven't come forward, we again said today, you go and read what we put out today, that there is another 30 days that will commence from midnight of March 17, 2021, within which the elected representatives of the 3 blocks in the alliance, the component, the regions in the alliance, that is, elected representatives from Yoruba land, from the eastern part, including the south, and southeast, from the middle belt, they have been recalled, they have been invited to come home to their respective regions to consult, because the next step after what has been done already, as we said in that proclamation of 2020, the next step, which is the reconsideration of our allegiance to that constitution, will affect those people who are in Abuja representing these alliance blocks. And so we just are given another 30 days within which they should come to discuss with the people they represent in that Abuja and all the other people who are acting on behalf of with that constitution. So in that 30 days, in the press conference text of today, we again reminded the federal government that the window is still open for them to turn up, but we're not waiting for them for anything. The constitution is in distress. The sovereignties of the people who are trapped in this union by that constitution is on the table for them to work out an orderly way of retrieving them. The governors, again, we already told our people to please work with the governors in the interim. The state assemblies work with the governors. Anything that constitution prevented them from doing before, they have to just sit down and if they have to pass laws, if they have to make regulations, to go and begin to do those things. The security of their people cannot depend on anything anybody is saying from anywhere else. The assets that belong to them that have been taken away without any recourse to them, because the Constitution has a 68-item exclusive list. Everything on that exclusive list, the action that have been taken right now suspends that exclusive list.
Yes.
The action that have been taken by the owners of Nigeria in exercise of their sovereignty puts that exclusive list on the side. We're in Ibadan today. As we were coming here, I was looking at the newspapers. The governor of Oyo State is asking the people in Abuja to remove solid minerals from the exclusive list so that he can resume control, or your state can resume control of the solid minerals. People are mining gold all over the place and other precious metals all over the place, and he doesn't have money to work, and those people doing the mining are killing people in all the places they have to go to mine. Farmers have been chased out, and so we are telling the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, that the constitution that put his solid minerals in Oyo in the hands of people in Abuja and distant places, people who are not willing to listen to him, people who are killing his people, that constitution is no longer on his way. Let him go and make laws and regulations to govern, to manage those assets, not only the solid minerals, everything. If there's electricity that they can generate, let them go and generate. If there are other things that they couldn't do before because that constitution said they couldn't do that, the security, the matter of security, it is that constitution that put arms and ammunition on the exclusive list. It's that constitution that says only the police, only the center can police everybody. We have seen that it has failed. People are being killed. Yes. So it is now up to them to join their people, work with their state assemblies, and make regulations by which they can resume.
Radio Nigeria.
You have answered my question.
Oh, okay.
My question has been answered.
Okay.
Radio Nigeria says that
radio station.
The question has been answered.
Inspiration FM.
Inspiration FM, please.
Okay, sir.
Inspiration has. Okay, Inspiration.
That's the last question.
Last question from Inspiration FM.
Radio Nigeria.
Please go on. Please go on. No noise. No noise. Go on.
Okay, sir. When Professor was talking, when he was reading his speech.
No, please, let's finish with this one so we can mute them from here, and we go on with other things. There's another session that must go on in the next 15 minutes. So let's Inspiration FM, please.
Okay, when Professor was reading his speech,
yes,
he mentioned referendum.
Yes.
And we all saw how Brexit went.
Yes.
Now the question is Yorubas ready to present a common front with other blocks to get this done? That's my question.
They've been working. They've been working for 21 years now. We're only at the terminal stage of a long process to retrieve our sovereignty that have been hijacked by the carcass of the defunct federation. Nigeria as a federation collapsed in 1966. The people who seized the carcass and who now managed to impose a constitution that pretends that Nigeria is still in place. The Nigeria we agreed upon was to be a federation, was to be a secular union, was to be a union of equal partnership. Some people hijacked it. It is our sovereignty that we're talking about now because they put our signature on the forged instrument by which they're holding our sovereignties and our assets. What we have done now is we're just bringing a framework for an orderly transition from where we are now, where that constitution has collapsed and the unitary union is at an end, to the thing that will replace it. That's where the referendum comes. The global community is listening. The UN had come here in 2019 to announce to the rest of the world that the killings going on here is on account of our constitution that is like pressure cooker for injustice. The UN Special Rapporteur to Nigeria, Agnes Calamat. And so we've come to where we just need to take the balance of the process that will free those sovereignties so that we can enter into fresh protocols. There's no quarrel. You can see the Yorubas here, the Middle Belt, everybody's here. The people who are causing the problem, who are killing in all the places, are the only problem we have. So those people who owe it a duty of faith to kill everybody else, those people who say we cannot be in a union of equal partnership, are just the ones we have just to put a process to it so it doesn't become disorderly. We hope and pray that those who are in government house will listen to their people and come for us to work it all out together, because people are already resorting to self-help. Only statesmen, the people, the Ninas, is a gathering of statesmen that are now saying we must stop this before it gets, consumes everybody.
Tony, please, let Baba has to talk there, because that question is referring
now.
specifically
And now,
to
Professor Akitoye will, give his own answer to that question.
Yes, the new day has actually been proclaimed. We have reached a point at which we can define our status. We are going to define our status by the action that we now take. We have claimed our sovereignty back. The important thing now is how are we going to structure our sovereignty, our self-determination. And the steps are clear. We need a referendum. And we will ask the United Nations to come and do the referendum, the type that they did in Sudan. So that there will be a referendum for the Yoruba people, asking the Yoruba people, what do you want? Continued membership of Nigeria or your own country? It will ask the people of the East the same question. It will ask the people of the Middle Belt the same question. Then secondly, each group must sit down expeditiously and now present their picture of themselves to the world. Where is the map of your country? You might think that those things are not important. They are the most important things in what we are doing now. Where is the map of your country? Of the country you are talking about. Where is the map of it?
And the constitution.
Who are the people who are in that territory? In the case of the Yoruba, we can answer, we the Yoruba people are in that territory, surrounded by the boundaries of that map. How do you want to govern yourself? That means we must write a constitution. And for the Yoruba people, it is easy. We are one nation. We can sit down, appoint our lawyers from every direction to write our constitution. And they can get it done very quickly. Every group must have its own constitution. Because the world is going to ask for that. Before the United Nations will say, okay, we are going to organize a referendum for you, they want to see those things. So we must produce them now. That's it. And then those units, like the Middle Belt and South and so on, that have many different nationalities, they must produce a charter of the relationships of themselves in their new country. That's it. Now, when we have put all of that together, we can go to the United Nations and demand a referendum. That's it.
Yes. I think we want to. We have to round it off. I think. Thank you for being with us. We must move on.
100 million.
Another press conference with local media. Move on.
So
from now.
Now, this is our father. We know that he fights for our right, for the youth. All the youth, all the Yoruba youth in this our land support our father. We are on support our father because we know this is our father, this is our real father, that he know that he know to fight for our rights. So we pray to God to long life of him, to take us
out of this
rubbish country, useless country, the country that somebody can come to our land to come and kill our brother, to come and rape our sister. We don't right to talk. If you talk, they can kill you. If you talk, they can detain you, they can jail you. So enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. There's no security. This country, there's no security. So starting from now, we don't want any Fulani men in our land to come and disturb our father, our farms, our sister. If you are meeting any Fulani man, we are ready to face him and destroy them. Starting from now.
Of course.
If any police attack us for that, we are ready for them. We are ready. Yoruba people ready to this country. We are ready to face the country that you don't have mercy for Yoruba.
We have taken back our territory.
Yesterday, we meet my brother. I meet some maybe like a 5-year-old boy, 6 years. There's no father. They don't have house to sleep. They don't have anything. If you see this small boy, they smoke India air. I swear. Oh my God, this country is finished. We don't want Nigeria anymore. We want Yoruba nation. And we are not fear anybody. We fear only God.
Yes, thank you.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
There's no going back. Ní Yorùbá, bàbá wa lélẹ́yìí, gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá pátápátá a sọ̀pọ̀tì bàbá wa torí pé bàbá wa ń béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa fún wa. A dẹ̀ rí pé bàbá tó mọ iyì ọmọ lélẹ́yìí, bàbá ń rò pé nígbà tó ń bá dàgbà kí ni àbọ̀ tó ń fẹ́ jẹ́ fún àwọn tí wọ́n ti lọ. Bàbá ti gbé wa délẹ̀ lérí náà already torí pé ohun tá à ń fà yìí kò sí padà sẹ́yìn lórí ẹ̀.
Kò sí o.
Kò dẹ̀ sí ìbẹ̀rù fún ọmọ Ọlọ́run torí pé ọmọ Ọlọ́run làwa ṣe, ọmọ bàbá làwa ṣe nípa ìgbàgbọ́ nínú Kristi. Ẹ̀rù kankan ọba wa torí pé Ọlọ́run ló gbé bàbá wa dìde, ó sì fi àwọn ọmọ akíkanjú tì í lẹ́yìn. Ẹ̀rù kankan ọba wa o. Àbẹ̀rù anybody níbi tí nǹkan dé dúró báyìí torí pé ìlú tí a pera wa ní ìlú tó pera ní Nàìjíríà tí ò sí ààbò fún àwa tá a wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn Fúlàní ń pa wá, wọ́n ń ba gbogbo dúkìá bàbá wa jẹ́, wọ́n fi ń tún tiwọn ṣe. Wọ́n rẹ́pù àwọn àǹtí wa, àwọn àbúrò wa, wọ́n tún ṣe fídíò, wọ́n mọ̀ jẹ́ kárí. Ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ wá jẹ́ ẹ̀ tó fi hàn wá. Fúdi èyí gbogbo ẹ̀mọ́ gbẹ́nu gbogbo ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ pé a fẹ́ wọn mọ́. Ní orílẹ̀ wa ń bi kálukó dirẹ̀ mú. Ìlú Benin Republic wọn ò tó Ọ̀ṣun State. Kí ni mo sọ fún yìí? Wọ́n ń dáṣẹ́ lé ayé wọn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbádùn ara wọn. Àlàáfíà wà ń bẹ̀, ààbò wà ń bẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n ti lọ ń jẹ adúró, wọ́n lọ ń ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ṣe nǹkan oríṣiríṣi nílẹ̀ Benin. Benin wá ní kí wọ́n mọ gba ìwé wọn lé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Nígbà tí àwa gbọ́njú, ìlú Ghana wọ́n máa ń wá lu wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí, wọ́n máa ń ṣe so bàtà, súnmíkà, lábàáyọ́ tó ń jò, ní bàtà tó ń jò, iṣẹ́ tó wá ń ṣe ń bí nìyẹn. Bọ̀ nísìn àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n ti di ẹrú nílùú Ghana débi pé Ghana ń lé wa pé ká máa lọ lu wa. A dẹ̀ ń pera wa ní wọ́n Nàìjíríà. Gbogbo agbára tí bẹ́ẹ̀ lù Nàìjíríà ń bí kò sí Yorùbá mẹ́. Ọdún 16 rèé tí ọmọ Yorùbá ti ṣe IG. Buratai àbíkílẹ̀ tán láwọn olè lẹ́lẹ́dẹ́ mẹ́ta yìí. Chief of Staff Army Yorùbá ò débẹ̀ rí. IG tí bẹ́ẹ̀ lù yìí. Hausa Fúlàní ló ń ṣe, àwọn náà ń ṣe ọ̀gá sójà, àwọn náà ń ṣọ̀gá SS, àwọn náà ń ṣọ̀gá gbogbo nǹkan láyé kò sí Yorùbá nìkan. Wọ́n làwọn fún wa ní Vice President extra tire dọ́mítà tí ó lè sọ̀rọ̀, tí ó lè béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ Yorùbá fún. A dẹ̀ rí pé gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa tọ́jọ́ lóṣèlú yìí wọ́n ń tà wá ni, wọ́n fi wá gbá géè, wọ́n fi wá ṣe business, wọ́n fi wá gba contract. so fún di èyí eléyìí tá ń ṣe lẹ́nu yìí gbogbo àwọn ọba wa pátápátá látòrí Ọọ̀ni Aláàfin gbogbo ọba tí ń bẹ lẹ̀ Yorùbá ni wọ́n ń bẹ bí báyìí ṣùgbọ́n bá tó bá fẹ́ sọ fún akóhùn òsì ń bẹ̀ kó ṣe fídíò kí gbogbo Yorùbá rí gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ bàbá wa látòrí bàbá wa tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bàbá wa Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ bàbá wa tó jókòó gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá wa ń sọ yìí bàbá wa Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ mọ̀ sí gbogbo Afẹ́nifẹ́re mọ̀ sí gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ̀ sí gbogbo ọ̀dọ́ Yorùbá mọ̀ sí àgbà tí máa ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá yìí tó bá ní òun ọ̀fọwọ́ sí nǹkan tí bàbá wa Bánjí Akíntóyè ṣe léde afẹ́kọ́ ṣe fídíò. ohun tí a fẹ́ ni pé òmìnira fún Yorùbá ó sì ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti òní tí bàbá wa ti sọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá wa ti pàṣẹ a sì nígbàgbọ́ yìí pé mímí olé mi bàbá kò dẹ̀ sí ẹnì kankan tí ó lè fọ ọmọ Yorùbá kan ní aṣọ níbi tí gàdé ló tí a bá ń gbọ́ mi kan yìí pé ọlọ́pàá kan tàbí sọ́jà kan tàbí SS kan ó fi ọwọ́ kan ọmọ Yorùbá kan yóò dògùn ni o.
Any police or soldier
or
Yorùbá is going
wọ́n gba ẹnu gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ pé a fẹ́ gbogbo Fúlàní agbénipa lórí ilẹ̀ wa mọ́ láti sísí lọ a dẹ̀ fẹ́ gba gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa níyànjú tí wọ́n jẹ́ àgbẹ̀ kan padà sóko wọn láti ọ̀la lọ a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí gbogbo ìletò déletò láti mọ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kálukú ọmọ padà sóko rẹ̀ ní ìrọ̀rùn a dẹ̀ rí pé amójútó wọn débi pé a ní rí Fúlàní kankan tí ó yọ wọn lẹ́nu mọ́ torí pé àwọn Fúlàní yìí wọ́n jẹ orúkọ wọ́n bà dúkìá àwọn bàbá wa jẹ́ wọ́n jẹ oko wọ́n bà tábà nǹkan jẹ́ láti lè jẹ́ pé kí àwọn ọmọ kó ata tiwọn àti tòmátì wọn àti sọ wọ́n tà fún wa wọ́n ti sọ wá lẹ́rú. ẹni pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní Fúlàní ti yọ apó àfi Fúlàní ó ju àfi àwọn bàbá wa lọ a lè dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Olúbàdàn bàbá dáadáa wọ́n ti yọ ẹni pé wọ́n ti gba agbára kó lọ́wọ́ Sẹ́ríkì kan wọ́n ní kó wà lábẹ́ baálẹ̀ léyìí tó yẹ pé bó ṣe yẹ kó wà nìyẹn gbogbo ìyà tí àwọn Fúlàní yìí fi ń jẹ wá gbogbo agbára tí wọ́n ń lò yìí wọn ò tí ì bí ọmọ Yorùbá kan dáa ó lorú ẹ̀ nílùú wọn àwa Yorùbá tá à ń gbé nílùú wọn hàn lágbára kankan kí ló dé tá wá ń ṣe ẹrú nílùú tí wọ́n ti bí wa kí ló dé tí à ń ṣe ẹrú nílùú tí wọ́n ti bí wa tó lè jẹ́ pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń pera wọn ní sẹ́nítọ̀ tí wọ́n ń pera wọn ní ọ̀nẹ́rẹ́bù tó ń sọ lórí wa wọ̀nyí wọ́n máa lọ nínú go-slow wọ́n rí àwọn ọmọ ọdún mẹ́rin ọmọ ọdún márùn-ún tí wọ́n ń ta gúgúrú tí wọ́n ń ta pọ́pọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ tún máa rà jẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ rí pé ẹnì parun èso lórí gidi. so fún díẹ̀ yìí àfẹ́ wọn mọ́ ohun tá a fẹ́ ẹwòye ọmọ Yorùbá tí ń bẹ káàkiri àìmọye orílẹ̀-èdè ní Yorùbá pọ̀ jùlọ.
Yorubas are in many nations.
àìmọye orílẹ̀-èdè ní Yorùbá pọ̀ jùlọ.
The Yorubas are.
kí ló wá dé arọ gbogbo àgbáyé gbogbo àwọn United Nations kíkiri yóò tó dá wàhálà lẹ̀ kó tó dogun kan á pè wá tí wọ́n bá wá
àti pínra wa àti lọ́ra wa báyìí
à ń rò wọ́n kan wá dá sí ó tó di pé yóò dogun tí wọ́n bá wá dá sí yóò kọjá ọ̀tọ̀ rò torí pé níbi tí ìkẹ́dọ́dọ́ sí àwọn òsì lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́ bá ẹ̀rọ̀dẹ̀ bàbá láti sọ̀rọ̀ àti kúrò ní abẹ́ kámọ́ lè sọ̀rọ̀ kámọ́ lè sùn kámọ́ lè gbélé à ń sunú lé wa ọkàn wọn balẹ̀ à ń rìn lọ lórí ìrìn ọkàn balẹ̀ kí ló dé sẹ́rù ni wá ni àṣàyẹ wà àwọn olórí la sì yàn adèlá àṣẹ mọ́. tí ká wa ní Èkó ń bí àbábá gbogbo àwọn tí ń sọ lórí mẹ́ Fúlàní ni wọ́n àfẹ́ wọn mọ́ pọ́ọ̀tì wa tá a ní pọ́ọ̀tì méjèèjì Fúlàní ní kọ̀ntró wa ń bẹ̀ àfẹ́ wọn mọ́ gbogbo airport wa ń bẹ̀ yẹn Fúlàní ní sọ lórí mẹ́ àfẹ́ wọn mọ́ sẹ̀mẹ̀ bọ́dà àfẹ́ Fúlàní ń bẹ̀ mọ́ láti sísí lọ tí bàbá bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kẹfẹ tá a ṣe mítì á lọ sí gbogbo bọ́dà wa lẹ̀. tí ráìsì ó lè mọ wọlé oúnjẹ ó lè mọ wọlé oúnjẹ ó lè mọ wọlé ní rọ́ọ̀mù ẹlẹ́gùsẹ̀ náà ó ti tó gẹ́ gbogbo bọ́dà wa tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà láwọn tì à ń sọ fún ọ pé àṣìlábẹ́ ọmọ báyìí á lọ sí gbogbo ẹlẹ́ láti sí lọ fúnra wa gbogbo tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe fún wa àwọn akẹ́sì rẹ́dì fún yín wọ́n ń gba ẹnu gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ni o àwọn kan lè mọ sọ pé ẹnu Yorùbá kò ẹnu wa kò ẹ má fọkàn sí o ẹ bá fẹ́ mọ̀ pé ẹnu wa kò ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀fọwọ́ kan nìkan ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn ọba pátápátá níbẹ̀ lẹ́yìn wa ọba tó bá wọ̀ sílẹ̀ yìí wa kọ́ lọ ṣe fídíò kárí ẹ mọ̀ jù ìmọ̀ràn mi fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá.
Advice for all Yoruba citizens in the Hausa land.
Ilé ti tó lọ, ẹ mọ bọ̀ nlé o.
Come back home.
Ẹ mọ bọ̀ nlé o.
Come back home if you are in Hausa land.
Ẹ mọ bọ̀ nlé o. À ń gbà yín nímọ̀ràn. Ẹ mọ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá.
All Yoruba in Hausa land said you should come back home.
Ìyà tí jẹ wá yìí ti tó o. Gbogbo àwa Yorùbá, ẹ mọ̀ jà bára wa jà. Ẹ já ṣera wa lọ́kan.
And let us be united.
Àsìkò ti tó, ilé ti yá, ẹ já ṣera wa lọ́kan.
We should be united.
Alàgbà Sunday Adéyẹmọ alias Sunday Igboho. Just a minute. A fẹ́ kí bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye kan ṣe àṣekágbá pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú àṣekágbá. Bàbá
You are waiting for closing remarks.
last statement, sir.
Yorubas.
No, it's an international statement.
It has to be English. Now, my idea in this very important and historic moment, the most important thing for the Yoruba nation is to learn to work towards achieving their sovereignty. We have already declared that sovereignty now, but the Yoruba people must learn to work together. For instance, a meeting was held in by our elders and leaders and highly placed persons today. And if you hear this, the enumeration of the grievances of the Yoruba nation, what the Yoruba nation is suffering in Nigeria, it is the same thing that we are talking about here. Therefore, there should be no reason why we cannot all work together for the purpose of extricating ourselves from this rubble that Nigeria has become. So my advice to you young people is gather yourselves together, bring yourselves together, speak to our elders who are still hesitating about Nigeria. There is no need for any Yoruba person to be talking about restructuring now, or about a new constitution for Nigeria, or about resource control, and things like that. The game is up. We have seen enough of Nigeria. We have decided our status in the world today, and let us move forward and implement it smoothly without any violence. Please do not fight anybody, no violence. We are going to have a separate Yoruba country very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá, Yorùbá nation. Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá, Yorùbá nation. Ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá, Yorùba nation. That is our slang. Starting from now.
Thank you, everybody. It's good night to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you.
Osha.
Osha.